I've already been hacked. I don't know what happened, but well, I do know what happened. That's the thing. I do know what happened. I left a few messages for Dr. Campbell, and then I got this notification on Rumble through Rumble saying that he'd left a message. So I went over to Rumble to check, and it took a while to actually find this message that he'd replied to. And then he'd put on to contact him. He left his email address, which I've been after because I can't find his email address. But I've been in contact with him through the mail, written to him properly. And the thing is, there's all those fake accounts on YouTube, where people, on Russell Brand and on Verbs, people are proposing as them, pretending to be them. So I'm like, is this even Dr. Campbell? But the thing is, I clicked on it, and it took me to his actual video channel, not to some other weird brand new account that's only been made that clearly wasn't him. So I'm like, oh, it is Campbell. So for that reason, I thought it's valid. So I sent him the email because it had to be him. Now, when I went back I got a reply with a very strange phone number, like an American dialing code phone number. And I'm like, that's not a number in England. And it just felt all wrong. So I went back to Rumble, and there was no way to find that video and reply, because he'd uploaded a few videos since then, and I couldn't remember which it is, and they've all got hundreds of comments. So I found one of his comments to another person, but then what had happened is you couldn't click on him. And then I looked in, well, you can't actually click on profiles on Rumble comments. On Rumble comments, when someone comments on you, you can't click on them and go to their account. Well, if you can't click on them and go to your account, how did I check and verify Campbell's account before? Well, someone had changed it. Someone had made it so it was clickable and it did go to it. So someone had actually changed the framework of the website. Someone had actually changed the actual shell of the functioning of the website temporarily. And when I clicked on it, I checked it, and it was him. And then they put it. So what actually happens then is that I'm in a situation where I've given over my personal data to someone unknown. And it looks like I did that voluntarily. I did it. So it looks like it's my fault, right? But what actually happened is that I checked to see if it was Campbell who had commented. If it wasn't Campbell who had commented, I wouldn't have sent the information. I checked it and it was, right? Now, once I check it, I send it, and then it has to be him. Now, what's happened is I've checked it and it's not him. So what someone's done is they have tricked me, deceived me with a hack in order for me to voluntarily, with consent, give over. And then afterwards, they've changed it. And then when I go to check, what I'm saying I did isn't actually possible. It can't have happened. So therefore, when I say, well, I did this or that, well, I can't have done this or that. If you went to the police or someone like that and said, look, this is what I did, and they said, well, you can't because Rumble accounts aren't clickable, right? So then you would say, well, it's just me. I'm in error. My memory's in error. My mind's in error. I don't even know what's happening. I know what's happening, though. So someone's dicked with it and changed it, the whole fit. Someone's completely and totally changed the Rumble shell in order to deceive me, and then put it back again. And then it literally, therefore, is impossible for what I claim to have happened, right? So then it all looks like it's my fault. It's my fault. you know, and I'm not only, you know, my claim then can't even possibly be true. So it makes me look dumb, because it makes me look like that I haven't got a clue what's going on. It makes me look like that I gave, you know, I sent something to a strange person. So and that is, you know, how these hackers do things. It's not a simple thing of, you know, it's different to scammers. Scammers are just trying to make a flimsy, poor attempt at, you know, deceiving you. Hackers actually it's like changing the fabric of reality. It's like basically it's if you have got a door in your house, right, and, you know, there's no door, it's just a wall, right? But then what if a builder comes and he, you know, takes some bricks out and puts a door in, then you walk around the corner in your house and you're like, oh, there's a door, you know, what happens if you didn't realise, you know, and then, oh, I didn't know there's a door there, right? And then you use the door, and then, you know, the next day, someone's been and took the bricks back out and then put it back to a wall again, and you go, I'm sure there was a door there, you know. Now, is anyone going to believe you? If you didn't take any photographs of it, is anyone going to believe you? Then the thing is, then people will say you're going nuts. But they can do, in actual real life, they can do this with builders. And this is what's been happening in our area around us. Like with that doctors, where there was a beautiful little doctors and we were going past every day, and then some weird stuff happened, some roadworks and some distractions, and then suddenly they built onto it and changed it, and I've been going past there every day. They just come and changed it, and there was no planning notice, no chance to object or anything. And then I'm like, well, where was the planning notice? I've been coming past there every day. And then I looked on the internet and it said that they'd done it 2 years ago. They hadn't done it 2 years ago because I've been going past all the time. And I would have objected to it. So they've stole the chance to object. And then when you go on Google Maps, there was some weird stuff going on, because there was I was looking for when it changed, and there was some gaps in the Google Maps computer program. Some of the dates were missing in between. So these people are actually, now, you know, I could have gone to the doctors and questioned people, but they've had a lot of staff changes, and over COVID there's been a lot of places shut down for a while and other strange things going on. They make arrangements. And these people like to show power. Charles likes to have power. I'll tell you an example of you know, when it comes to King Charles, where he's giving his game away, is with Graham Smith with republic.org.uk, because Parliament changed those laws, you know, for protesting and petitioning, for, you know, if you've been making a noise. They claim they can take signs of people and stuff like that, but I don't even think that law change is legal. But Graham Smith planned to do a protest at Charles's coronation, and he went into the police station and he arranged it with the police. He's got a democratic organisation. He's got a proper full-on campaign, a large campaign. So he went into the police to arrange with them for this event, and then when the date came, a lot of police turned up and arrested him, right? And his colleagues, and took all the signs off them at Charles's coronation, so they couldn't protest it. So what happened there? Well, someone told and gave an order to the police to go anyway. Now, when it came to questioning, there was some internal communication issue within the police, or they'd just been told to go anyway. I think Charles gave the order for them to go and take it through the internal functions of the police and overrid, because that's, you know, that is Charles's power over Graham Smith's, because, you know, Graham Smith went and informed and everything, gave consent, but yet they didn't listen to him. Well, they didn't they went against what Smith had arranged. That's basically what happened. And I don't think Charles wanted them spoiling his coronation, yet, they've got a right to. So I think that he exercised power. And that the thing is, the command chain is through the police, an overriding command chain. And that shows that Charles pulls strings even when someone's doing something lawfully, and even reports it, and he uses influence. And it's clearly obvious that it was Charles, because it was his coronation, and it's His Majesty's police force, even though Smith and Republic weren't breaking the law. Now, I think the same thing is happening when you get all these incidents, with the helicopters flying over. Whenever there's certain times when you do something or send something or do something, and you get the police helicopter hovering around, and it's a power. It symbolises power, because it symbolises the fact that the police have got this, know what's going on, and this flying around power. And it's not, when I'm talking about the knowing what's going on, I'm talking about not like the police in their normal duty. There's an authority within Charles and his operations that is beyond the police, kind of more in this 77th Brigade range, where they know certain things and tip off the police because they're constantly spying, like with this Google software. And they let the police know what they need to know or what they want them to know, put it that way. And because they're not officially supposed to be allowed to be doing what they're doing, therefore they can only give tip-offs and do certain things, otherwise it would be too obvious in what they're doing. But they are doing it. And I think that it's happening a lot with a lot of things. I mean, look at this here. This is Google now. These are the Google powers. I've entered a competition on Instagram, not on YouTube or Google, right? And I've been putting images up, and they're relatively similar to this picture here with that yellow disc. And this is showing up on Google now. I don't give consent to Google to look at anything on my phone. Nothing. We aren't given a choice. They're taking these powers and authorities, but it's too late now. By the time Robert F. Kennedy or Marianne Williamson or anyone does anything about this tech, they'll have already gathered enough metadata that they want on certain people, and the knowledge that they've got or want to get or calculate, then they'll know, and then certain key figures and humans will know that, and even if at a later stage they're told to delete or remove it, they'll have got certain information and data on key people they wanted, and then they will know that forever, and you can't delete that then. It's like this anonymous saying, we never forgive, we never forget. Well, they won't forget. So we've been done. We've been had. These people are pervert peeping toms. And that's why I don't trust the anonymous movement, because I'm not saying all of the anonymous movement are sketchy or dodgy, but it's a good front to really mess with people if you are the opposition party. Because if you've got this anonymous movement who are all covert, we don't know how many of them, who they are or anything, and what they're up to, then it just creates distrust. And humans need to operate with forgiveness. If the anonymous movement really truly are, opposed to these, Musk and Zuckerberg characters, and Gates and so forth, then why haven't they got a motto that's, we do not consent, we do not submit, we do not accept? Well, that's why I suspect that they are on the side of big tech and big corporate entity elite, because then, that is a statement that would really piss off the elite and, Larry Fink, if it's, we do not submit, we do not consent, we do not accept. But the thing is, we do, and we can't not consent. You know, it would be all right if Anonymous did something like to make it so we didn't have to consent, accept or submit, you know, but they're building this world around us where we have to do that. And they're claiming that, you know, it won't function unless we do that. Well, they could build websites that don't need that function or don't have to have that function to operate. They want it to be that way. And it's convenient once we've done that, that then we're giving up our rights. We're literally, would you consent to someone slapping you around the face? They're dicking with us and they're toying with us and they're even getting us to accept it and agree to it. And that is the worst part. They're getting us to, and we're funding it all. They're getting us to agree to be bossed in our own homes. And I don't want to be bossed by these people. And I don't want this crap here. This shit. I don't care what it is. I don't consent to it. Where is the YouTube opt out of AI? Opt out of advertising. Oh no, we need it to operate. No, you don't, because I don't actually what we're not going to have adverts in the future. The internet has got very user unfriendly very quickly. Adverts are not my friends. And the apps are not user friendly anymore. They're user hostile. And then Google and YouTube are pulling off videos of this is harmful, that's harmful, that's harmful. Bollocks! Absolute tosh. Their software, how it works and what it does to you is more harmful than any video that they pulled down. It's actually driving people nuts and crazy and infuriating people, wasting their time, dicking with them. It is malware. It's malicious malware and it is Trojan. All these things, and I think they were responsible for it the whole time. I think that the whole time, the whole way through the viruses and everything, it's actually almost like, you know, what the Tory and Labour have done to us the whole way through. You know, yet they're going in the same direction. Because now we've got this malware and spyware as part of normal functioning. And they're strangers, you know. It needs to stop. And, you know, I've just been on Instagram and there's some pictures that I've never looked at or seen before. And I've got comments on them. But I've never looked at certain... I've been looking through some pictures in like a hashtag gallery thing, but on some of them, it's got me commenting and I didn't comment on that photo because I've never seen it. So someone is putting comments on as if I've commented when I haven't on some of them as well. So there's some serious hacking going on and piss take going on, you know, and something needs to be done about it.